The smell hits you first. Leather, newness, and something that smells oddly like ambition. You are sitting in the driver's seat of a brand new Chevrolet Camaro. You are 25 years old, you have a job that pays real money for the first time in your life, and sitting behind this wheel, you feel like you have finally arrived. The salesman comes back with a folder and a number, a $48,000 sticker price. He explains the terms, 60 months at a 7% interest rate, and then he delivers the final blow, $947 a month. You sign the papers, and the immediate social payoff is intoxicating. You pull into a friend's driveway, and the energy in the yard shifts. The car acts as a universal language. It forces a sudden, unspoken respect from peers and family who previously paid you no attention. The behavioral changes around you are subtle but obvious. A woman you've liked for 2 years suddenly wants to go for a drive. Quiet coworkers stop by your desk to chat. Your highly practical father nods in the driveway and compliments the machine. You mistake all of this for genuine respect. Here is what nobody tells you about that feeling. The social admiration has a rapid expiration date. The financial contract, however, starts immediately. That $947 monthly payment is only the headline cost. It completely obscures the actual financial burden required to keep the vehicle on the road. This chart breaks down the true monthly cost. You start with the $947 base payment. Then you add $310 a month for actuarially priced insurance on a high-risk performance vehicle. You pour in $190 in premium fuel and average $80 for inevitable maintenance. The true carrying cost hits $1,527 every single month. As that massive slice eats into your monthly income, the adjustments begin. You stop eating out. You push back a weekend trip. You tell yourself you'll find somewhere else to cut. This drain is a systemic reality for car ownership in America. Data from the AAA puts the true annual cost of owning an average vehicle at over $12,000. A performance car sits comfortably above that ceiling. This is the psychological danger of financial tightening. It does not arrive as a dramatic explosion. It happens through a series of isolated, logical sacrifices that slowly narrow your world, masking a massive structural vulnerability in your budget. Then there is the quiet contrast of a coworker. Let's call him Devin. He makes the exact same salary you do, but he intentionally drives a 6-year-old commuter car with a crack in the dashboard. Nobody ever stands in a driveway to admire Devin's car, but in the background, invisible to everyone at the office, he is automatically routing $1,200 every month into an index fund. Looking at this split-screen graph, the divergence is clear. On the left, the invested capital curves smoothly upward. On the right, the new car sits in a parking lot, losing roughly 20% of its value in the very first year alone. Tracking the vehicle's depreciation out to the typical 5-year loan lifespan, it crosses a brutal 60% loss threshold. That original $48,000 asset evaporates down to about $19,000. Meanwhile, tracking the investment line over that same 5-year span at a historical 10% return, the balance surges to roughly $73,000 by the time both of you turn 30. The core loss in this scenario is time. You are trading the money that money could have made, irreversibly stripping away options from your future self. The math eventually demands attention. It usually happens quietly, sitting in a parked car at midnight, calculating the balances, and realizing you owe $29,000 on a machine that the open market values at $27,000. You are trapped in negative equity. This deeply personal mathematical crisis is part of a sweeping macroeconomic trend. Federal Reserve reports highlight auto loan delinquency rates hitting severe decade-high spikes. These ego-driven liabilities delay major life milestones. Data from the National Association of Realtors shows the average age of a first-time homebuyer in America has been pushed out to 38. The capital meant for building equity is consumed by car payments. So you finally sell it. Without any ceremony, you hand over the keys to a stranger, settle the loan, and walk away with a fraction of what you paid in. You use it to buy a cheap, scratched-used sedan. You brace yourself for the embarrassment, but it never arrives. Instead, you feel a profound, unexpected lightness. The crushing weight of maintaining the performance is finally gone. We live in a compound interest economy. The financial decisions made between the ages of 25 and 30 carry the heaviest penalty, because those years dictate the trajectory of everything that follows. The hunger to be seen, to step out of the smallness you started in, is a completely natural human instinct. The error lies in trying to satisfy that hunger by purchasing self-respect through a rapidly depreciating asset. There is a crucial difference between expression and performance. Buying something that reflects your actual reality is expression. Renting the appearance of who you want people to think you are is a performance. What you need at 25 is the patient, unglamorous construction of options. Because true wealth isn't an audience clapping as you pull into the driveway. It is the freedom to decide your own future, growing silently in the background, entirely indifferent to who is watching.